Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel, the channel you need to learn all the professional workflows. Today, we are learning how to design this Instagram social media visual. So, let's roll the intro. Hey guys, welcome back. Quick introduction before we start. For those who don't know me, my name is Saeed Hassan. I'm a senior graphics designer, and this channel is dedicated for the beginners and midweight designers to learn workflows and techniques that are used by professionals in the industry in everyday work and help you creating your awesome portfolio to get your first job. All that said, and without further ado, let's start our lesson for today. Now, guys, this is the vinyl version. Okay, and this is the final file here. Let's create new one. Control plus N. New document. Let's choose the Instagram size, which is 1080 pixels in width and height. Resolution will be 72 pixel per inch for anything will be displayed on screen. Color mode will be RGB. Let's hit Control. Now, guys, let's start by selecting our first image, which is the main subject image. Right click, open with Adobe Photoshop. Now let's click on this lock icon here to remove it. In the quick action in the properties panel, if you can find it, go to window and properties. Now let's click remove background. I think it has done very good job in making selection. So let's right click, convert to smart object to contain all its resolution, and we can scale it up or down without losing any resolution. Let's Control plus C to copy it, return to the original document, Control plus V to paste, Control plus T to transform, hold Alt, click and drag from any of the corner to scale from the center, scale it again. Yes, again, guys, check the description for all the assets I used for this visual so you can follow along. Do some changes here and there so you can add this artwork to your portfolio. Now let's add another image. File, from top menu, place embedded, choose the cell phone. Now I think this size is good and the position is good. Okay, let's move it below the main subject image. Okay, now let's add another image. File, place embedded. Let's add paper one. Make it a little bit big. Move it down. Rotate it a bit. Okay, move it in the lower third of the cell phone. Hit enter. Maybe move it up a bit. Control plus T for transform. Make sure it folds all the visual. Yes, I think this is good. Let's add another one. File, place embedded. The other texture, which we will call paper mask. Rotate it a bit to make it horizontal. Hold Alt, click and drag to scale it. Move it down. Yes, a little bit under the first paper texture. Hit enter. Now let's move the paper textures below the cell phone, above the background layer. I think this is good. Okay, now let's add some colors to the background. Let's hit this icon to add a new adjustment layer. Solid color. Okay, we want the background to be this purple color. Hit OK. Let's duplicate it. Change it to maybe yellow. I think yellow will be good. Maybe increase the brightness a bit. I think this is good. Maybe change into orange. Yes, I think orange will be better. Okay, now let's give the paper texture this violet color, and the background will be orange. How we can do this? First of all, Let's choose the layer of the paper mask. How we can do this? By holding Control and press the paper texture to be selected in the layer panel, but make sure that also select here is unchecked. Again, let's hold Control, press the paper mask layer icon here so we can have the selection of the paper mask. Now we can see the marching ants. Let's go to the orange solid color, and in the mask layer choose the mask layer D for default to make the colors in the foreground and background black and white. Hold Control plus backspace to fill the mask with, or fill the selection with black color. Control plus D to deselect. Now this is what we got. Let's move it above the paper mask layer. Yes. Now the mask is inverted. We want the orange color to be on the paper mask, not on the background. How we can do this? Choose the mask layer, Control plus I to invert. Yes, now it is inverted. Okay guys, now I think we have done a smaller mistake. We want to switch the colors. We want the orange colors to be in the background and the violet to be here. So let's do this again. Let's delete the layer mask, the violet color. Let's move it above the paper mask here. Again, let's do the step again. Control plus click on the layer mask. We have the selection again. Choose the mask layer of the solid color, purple solid color. Control plus backspace to fill it with black here. Control plus D to deselect. Okay, now we want the colors to be inverted. Choose the layer mask here. Control plus I to invert. Now let's move the orange color layer below the violet. Let's unhide it. Now we have a good start to work with. Okay guys, now we have the paper mask. We don't need it anymore. We can unhide it. We are working now with the paper one layer. Let's move it above the violet color layer. Okay, now I think this is good. We want to have the violet color here and another layer of paper texture below, and in the background will be the orange color. Control plus 0 to view the full visual. Now the paper texture layer is a bit yellow. We want it straight or full white. How we can do this? By double clicking on the empty area next to the layer. Let's add, it will open this layer style panel. Let's add a color overlay here. Click that. Okay, let's choose it. Make sure the blending mode is in normal. Yes, and the color should be full white. Okay, now it was, yes, there is a little bit of change. Now let's add some action to the background. How we can do this? Okay, first of all, change the violet color layer again. How we can do this? By holding Control and click on the item we want to choose. It is automatically will be choose in the layer panel, but make sure that auto select here is unchecked. Let's hit the plus icon here to create new layer. Okay, let's hold Alt and click between those two layers to have a clipping mask. Okay guys, now let's hold Control and click on the mask to have a selection of the mask. Return to the new empty layer. G for the gradient tool. Okay, let's choose the color to be black and white. It is already black and white here, but if your colors are not that, you can choose the colors here. Go to the presets, open the basics, choose black and white and hit OK. Now let's click and drag, choose the change the blending mode to soft light. Yes, Control plus D to deselect, or maybe before that let's try from here, maybe from here. Yes, I think this is a little bit better. Yes, I like that. Control plus D for deselect. Let's add this gradient again for the orange color of the background. Choose the orange background layer, create new layer by hitting this plus icon. G for the gradient tool, again black and white. Click and drag. Yes, change the blending mode to soft light. I think this is good. Now guys, we want to have now this is the original image. We want to put the main subject like it is inside or coming out the cell phone. Now let's do this. Okay, now guys, let's choose the main subject layer by holding control and click on the main subject. Now it is selected. Let's rename it by double clicking on the name here, and let's call it main subject. Yes, we are doing good. Now let's move it below the cell phone layer. Yes, I think this is good. Okay guys, now first of all we want to remove this part. How we can do this? Let's add a layer mask to the main subject layer. B for the brush tool. Make sure the foreground color is black to remove from the mask. Opacity is 100%, flow is 100%, and let's brush. Make sure the hardness is 100% also. Okay, now what we are going to do next. Now guys, we want to remove this white color. How we can do this? Let's choose the cell phone layer. Let's hit W for the quick selection. Now we want to use the magic wand tool. Click on the white color. It have done a good selection. Let's click. Let's hold Alt and click on the mask layer. Yes, we have done this, and this is a good job. Okay guys, but we want to, yes, I think we have some mistake here in the mask. Let's choose the mask of the main subject layer. B for the brush tool. Okay, let's make the foreground color white. Okay, let's make the brush smaller by holding Alt and right click. Now let's get back some of the main subject here. Yes, I think this is good. Okay guys, we want to hide this layer or make the illusion that the main subject is in front of this area but still inside this area. How we can do this? First of all, let's select the layer of the main subject. Okay, hold control, click on the layer. We have the selection of the main subject. Go to the mask layer of the cell phone. B for brush tool. Make sure the foreground color is black. Okay, and let's start brushing. Yes, and masking. I think it has done a good job. We are going in the right direction. Control plus D to deselect. We remove the smudging ants. Now guys, before we continue, if you like this type of content, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I am uploading original content more than 3 times a week, and if you have any visual artwork you want to see a step-by-step guide to it, please share in the comment section. Now guys, let's continue. Control plus 0 to view the full image here. Okay guys, now what we are going to do, I think this would be good for the first part of the tutorial. I think it will be divided into 2 parts. This will be better because you do not get bored, and so you can end the full tutorial. Thank you, and let's meet in the second part.